Wow. Wow. Can you believe I have to follow that? It's unbelievable. This weekend was our 22nd anniversary, and for the entire 22 years, it's been a tough act to follow that, which is all I really get to do. So tonight's no exception. Thank you very much, honey. It's unbelievable. And thank you, Emily. You've been such a stalwart supporter. It's really absolutely fantastic. And of course, I can't express how grateful I am for tonight. I mean, it's overwhelming to see this kind of support for AIS. Thank you, everyone here. It's really, really very, very impressive, and we're very, very grateful. And I want to thank the board and Nolan. I'm so humbled. I've talked to people all week about it. I'm so humbled that you chose me as an honoree. It means very, very much to me and my family. And thank you to the staff of AIS, Heather, for the miracles you work every day with adults and children alike. I also want to thank my fantastic parents who never, ever, ever hinted that stuttering could hold me back or could define me. I'm very, very lucky in that regard. And of course, a special thank you to my friends and colleagues. No matter where I've worked or where I've socialized, I got support and encouragement at every turn. For me, it's been about a 30-year path to greater fluency, and stuttering is by far the most difficult challenge I've ever faced and that I still face. So I'm sure you're asking why, from Priscilla's stories, why would I want to voluntarily stutter? Why would someone choose to stutter more? And the idea is to pick the words and the phrases that challenge you and begin to wipe away the shame and the embarrassment that adult stutterers often have, and learn to shed all of the avoidance techniques and things that we do that makes it impossible to speak more fluently. So for instance, I would try to slide into words instead of try to, and then the sound would just completely block. So there's blocking, which is secondary or adult stuttering, and there's primary stuttering, which is much more what children do as you hear them repeat a syllable. And the idea is to kind of return to that and have sound so there can be communication with the other person. And also, of course, to reduce the shame by showing it more. But it's a lot of work and it's a lot of effort. It takes it to get to a different level. So there's a couple of things that Priscilla doesn't know about. She knows about the turkey bingo board, center square, I might add. But she doesn't know that, for instance, for years, even when we were sitting having that blind date, I would carry in my pocket this clicker. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a counter like you would use to keep track of people going into a theater or at a ball game or something. And I would try to voluntarily stutter 1,000 times a day, which is exhausting, and it sounds like a lot, but as Priscilla said, for me, that's actually not a very high percentage of the words I speak every day. And then there's the telephone, the terror of the telephone. All stutterers know the terror of the telephone and how special a challenge it is, and I struggled with it a lot. And so I was home from graduate school one summer, probably 1987, 1988, something like that. And my parents came to me after, I think, like the month of July, and they showed me the telephone bill for July. And there were hundreds of calls to then what was called, I guess, information or 411, if you remember this time. And they said, "What's going on?" And I said, "Oh, well, let me tell you." And this is what I was doing. At night, after everyone went to bed, and I had the phone to myself in my bedroom, I would set up a mirror on my desk with the phone, and I would watch myself articulate words, and I would call information over and over again and pick the most difficult names of companies or people and torture these poor AT&T operators endlessly. I had no idea how expensive it was. It was $1 a call back then, if you remember. This and a lot of public speaking and the help of AIS and others is what it took for me to begin to get more fluent. But for the youngest, for the children, it can be really different. For children, through the miracle of early intervention, they can be transformed, and a child with AIS's help can be made fluent for life. So to the parents and the children here tonight, let me just say one thing. You did nothing wrong. Let me make one thing really crystal clear. Stuttering is not environmental. It's not how you were raised. Plain and simple, it's a DNA quirk that we've identified. But if reached early enough, the brain can be rewired, and like children learn a second language without even thinking about it, adult stuttering can be prevented. So I want to end with why it's been so important to me, other than self-help and therapy and being more open about it for my own speaking, to talk publicly about stuttering, and it's about reaching out to others. And this spring, I received an email that I want to share with you. It took me back 25 years in a second, and at the same time, energized and excited me about being on the board. Michael Richardson, are you here? I just want to, there he is. I want to thank you for this email. This was huge for me. And maybe tonight I can actually read it without being overcome, because it would be the first time if I pull it off. And I'm going to read a couple of sentences with your permission, because I'm a lawyer, I have to get that. Okay. My name is Michael Richardson. Currently I'm at LaSalle and have been going to AIS, and I'm writing you today because I stutter and I intend to go to law school. Knowing that you have battled through a stutter has greatly inspired me to follow my dreams. I just wanted to know, in your personal opinion, if a person with a stutter can practice law and be successful. Well, turn around and let's look at this room, at this event, with all these supporters and friends who are really here for you, as they were across my lifetime. And I think you and I can say that the answer is yes, absolutely, Michael. If you work hard on your speech with the support of your friends and family and colleagues, and never showing shame or embarrassment, and with AIS behind you, I think I can pretty well guarantee you that you can become exactly the professional and the person that you want to be. And I want to thank you for that email. It meant so much to me. And thank you, AIS, for all you have done for me and for so many others. And thank all of you tonight for making AIS possible. Please enjoy the rest of the evening. Again, thank you very, very much from the bottom of my heart.